So we're going to use the normal distribution chart to help us answer these questions. The first one is average 15 points and the standard deviation is 3. So I can come over here and put 15 right here, and then I'm going to add 3 if I'm going to the right, so my 18, then 21 and 24, and then going left to be 12, 9, and 6. Now what this means, for example, is 68% of my data is between 12 and 18. There's 34% and 34%. If I wanted to know what percent of the data is between 9 and 18, well, I would add up these three numbers right here, 34, 34, and 13.5, which I believe is 81.5 if my mental math is correct. If I wanted to know what percent of the data lie between 6 and 9, what the probability is that the player would score between 6 and 9 points, it'd just be 2.35%. So the question at hand is, what's the probability that the player scores more than 24 points? So I'd come over here, and the more than 24 points is just the 0.15%. So that's going to be my answer. And then I'm going to delete what I have on there. So the next question is Miss Wilson's statistics test scores have an average of 72, so I'm going to put 72 there. And the standard deviation is 3 again. So I'm just going to add 3 a few times here to stretch this out. So 78, 81, and 69. Sorry about the terrible handwriting and the location of it, 66 and 63. This is how they usually are broken up, by the way. But I like the one on the right more for the graph because it just gives us a lot more information and makes it less legwork on our end. So we want to find out, we want to use the empirical rule to estimate 68% of the scores are going to lie in between what two numbers. Well, you'll get used to this. If they say something like 68 or 95 or 99.7, 68 is one standard deviation. So when I sketch this out, it's going to be between 69 and 75. If the question was 2 deviations, then it would be 66 to 78, and if it was 3 deviations, it would be 63 to 81. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that as we go on to the next question. So this time it's the science test, and then again there's a standard deviation of 3 here for some reason. Probably just a fluke that I picked them out like that. So 84 is the average, and now the standard deviation is still 3, so I'm going to add 3 each time. So that's going to give us 87, and then 90, and then 93. I'm just adding 3 each time, and then if I'm going left, I'm going to subtract 3, so 81, 78, and 75. And then the question is about 99.7% of the scores will lie between which two values. Well, I can look at this chart up here. That's going to be the third deviation of -3 and +3. So for this, it would be 75 and 93. And the last question, got typing speed. The average is 44. And this time, thankfully, the standard deviation is something different than 3. It's going to be 6. So I'm going to add 6 each time. So it's going to be 50, then 56, and 62. And if I'm subtracting, I'm going the other way. 44 minus 6 is 38. Minus 6 is 32. Minus 6 is 26. So before I even read the question, if I want to know what percent of the data was between, or if I said 32 to 38 would, for example, cover 13.5% of the probability of it. What's the typing speed of somebody that's somewhere between 44 and 50? Well, that's a 34% chance. So the question actually is less than 38 words per minute. Well, I come down to the chart, I look at this, 38 is right here, and I just need to add up all the areas to the left of it, and we just have to do 13.5 plus 2.35 plus 0.15, and that's going to give us 16%.